pulpy action, so much fun. I can't wait to talk about these books. Alright, so we spoke about Splinter of the Mind's Eye. If you have not seen Splinter of the Mind's Eye, you'll find that video here. But in Splinter of the Mind's Eye, they were uncertain whether or not Harrison Ford would be interested in returning and reprising the role of Han Solo in a Star Wars sequel. So Splinter of the Mind's Eye was set up as a low-budget sequel should Star Wars underperform for the studio. But it didn't. It was a huge success, a global phenomenon. And as such, we start to see some expanded media spawning from that film. And the next up in line after the Splinter of the Mind's Eye was the Han Solo Adventures. These books are incredibly fun. They are about Han and Chewie as they're operating in a place known as the Corporate Sector Authority, which is separate from the Galactic Empire. And they take place before the events of A New Hope. Han and Chewie are at their very best in this series. They are skilled smugglers, they are quick gunfighters, they are super intelligent. Like, it is these characters maxed out to 11. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that these characters become the modern myths that we are familiar with today. Case in point, in Star Wars Han Solo at Star's End, there is a section of the book that takes place that involves a little bit of a murder mystery. And Han is trapped on the Millennium Falcon with 3 individuals, any one of which could be a murderer. And he has to come up with a way to find out who this treacherous individual is. And he comes up with a plot, and I won't spoil it here, but he comes up with a plot for the killer to reveal themselves. And it is so good, so satisfying. We also get to see some of that crueler side of Han Solo, the guy that shot first in the original 1977 version of the trilogy, because he doesn't have mercy for the person that reveals themselves to be the killer. I'll leave it at that. But it is such a great scene in this book. Again, the hallmarks of Star Wars are in the blood of these books. Okay? We've got Star's End, which turns out to be a major galactic prison, so we have to have a big prison escape. We've got Han Solo's Revenge, where Han gets stiffed on a job that he did, and now he's doing everything in his power to get his money back. And then in Han Solo and the Lost Legacy, it's a little bit of a taste of Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones, because Han goes on a treasure hunt to find the lost legacy of Zim the Despot. This really sets the foundation, in my mind, for who Han and Chewie were going forward in the Star Wars galaxy. And it kind of broke my heart when we got to The Force Awakens and we see Han Solo kind of revert to type going back to this. Where Chewbacca gets a wonderful personality. I mean, Chewbacca was just kind of a one-note character in Star Wars, where he was the muscle, he was the co-pilot. But you really start to see in these books here how Han Solo and Chewbacca are partners, and that they're equal stakes in everything that goes on with the Millennium Falcon. And we see the loyalty that Han Solo has to Chewbacca and the loyalty that Chewbacca has to Han Solo. This is Han Solo that's cynical. He meets up with a group of rebels, not the Rebel Alliance, but he meets up with a group of rebels early on in the novel Han Solo at Star's End, and he knows that they're going to lose. He thinks that they are punching up, that they don't have a chance in this fight, so he's going to stay out of it. And then he kind of softens to him and offers them a piece of advice that will be beneficial to them in the fight against the Corporate Sector Authority. The Corporate Sector Authority is a different spin on an evil galactic empire. They are all about rule and order as well, but a lot of it has to deal with commerce and restrictions on trade and stuff like that. The facade of the Corporate Sector Authority is that everything is perfect, that no problems are out there, but the CD underbelly shows that there's a lot of issues that the day-to-day people are struggling with. Secret prisons, extremely high tariffs, the types of things that would push people to seek out scoundrels and smugglers to be able to make ends meet or to survive in this galaxy. If you haven't already, please check out the Han Solo adventures. They are so much fun. And most of the time you're going to find them in an omnibus edition, which has all 3 novels in it, so that is an extra bonus. Each one of them is a delight, but they can all be read as standalones, or you can look at them as a supplemental piece to another Star Wars series about Han Solo that we'll be talking about later, called Han Solo, the Han Solo trilogy by A.C. Crispin. Next time, we're going to be talking about what I like to think of as Star Wars on acid, the Lando Calrissian adventures. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.